Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make these adorable little needle felted Easter bunnies. These little guys are lots of fun to make and turn out so cute every time. I'll put the link to the full instructions including the stencil sheet, which is available over in my Etsy shop in case you want to have a go at making these yourself. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is measure out approximately 3 grams of your chosen coloured carded wool for the head. Then we just roll that up. Okay, so once you've got your ball felted, you want to needle felt all the way around the middle. And then we want to felt the top of the head so it's a little bit smaller. So let's check our stencil sheet. So we want to pinch the cheeks like this to help shape them, and pinch the top of the head to help shape that more. And then if we look from the side here, we want out, and then I'm going to felt this bit on the back down. Next I'm going to make the nose bridge section, and you don't need much wool for that, but just roll that up and felt that into like a teardrop shape. And we attach that to the centre front of the face, and you want to make sure you leave a bit at the bottom there. And then I like to add a very fine layer of the same coloured carded wool just over the whole area to cover any joins. And this gives us our sort of basic bunny shaped head. I've cut out my little nose and cheek section from the stencil sheet so I can use that as a guide. And I'm going to needle felt that section from some cream carded wool. And it helps to use the line of your needle. You can get that central on the front. Once you're happy with that, needle felt a tiny bit extra cream wool for the chin, and needle felt that in place. Next, teasing out a little bit of dark brown wool, I'm going to use that to draw on the little mouth detail. Now if you want, you can leave the muzzle like that and then just needle felt on the little nose, or you can add a little bit more wool. So on this one I used a bit more white, and just fill in the little bridge area above the nose, and I think I'm going to do that with this one, but it's entirely up to you. But just a little bit of wool and needle felt that on. This little bunny, I think I'm going to give him a brown nose. So just roll a little bit of wool up, just to a little oval shape. And then you can needle felt that upside down triangle. And just to show you the difference again, so this one had the little bit of wool going on that top bit here on the bridge, and this one I just left the muzzle plain. But I love how just by changing these little things you can get very individual little bunnies. Next, I'm going to just reshape the back of the cheeks a bit more. So just going around the back, and we just shape that area here. Okay, making 2 eye sockets now. So just going in through the side, you work out your position, just pushing in little 4mm stem back eyes. You can sew in little beads if you prefer. Once you're happy with the position, just add a little dab of glue to the stem of each eye, and then that will give it a more permanent hold. And to make the eyes stand out a little better, you can needle felt some more cream or white wool just around. For the ears, I'm using a similar colour wool felt fabric and cutting around the stencil of the ear. Once you've cut out your ears one at a time, I'm needle felting some of the same colour grey wool, just a very fine layer all over each ear. And if you don't have wool felt fabric, you can just needle felt the ears directly from the carded wool. And we lift and carefully fold over onto the other side. And for a little extra detail to the ears, you can needle felt in some pink wool. Okay, let's fold the base of the ears and needle felt through. Now if it helps, you can pin the ear into place like that before you felt, and needle felt around through the base. And add a little extra carded wool over the join for a secure hold. When attaching the ears for the Lopid bunny, it's the same sort of principle, other than you just want to position the ears so they're facing downwards, and then needle felt down through the top of the ears. Okay, let's attach the other ear. So looking from the front, we can get an even position, and from above, pin in place, needle felt to attach. Now let's move on to make the body. So I'm rolling up approximately 6 grams of wool for the body now. So I've needle felted that down to get the stage 1 body shape. So then take a strip to build up the bottom here. So I've got it, this is about 1.5 by 3 inches long, and needle felt that around the back area and just onto the sides so that it builds up your bunny's bottom. So when we look from the front, we can see it's like kind of a pear shape, and then the back area is built up. Next you want to roll up around 1 gram or 2 of the carded wool, just loosely roll that up, and this is going to build up our little chest area. So there's the back and then the front. Okay, so you should have a body shape that looks something like that. Now let's attach the head. Position the head where you want it. Once you're happy with that, you could either sew a few stitches down just to hold it in place to start with, but I'm just going to pop a couple of pins in there. And starting at the back, I'm going to needle felt over the joins. And go right through the join, tucking in as well, just to make sure it's properly attached. Remove the pins. The main area that I felted across is the back join there. I'm going to felt a tiny bit under the neck, being careful not to go onto my little white cheek area. It's just going up through the head and onto the body. Next you can add more white wool or cream wool to the front chest area, so I'm folding a very thin amount over. And you can either do a little like white bib, but this one I'm going to go all the way down onto the tummy. I'm happy with that, so now let's make the arms and the legs. So use an old pair of scissors or wire cutters to cut your pipe cleaner sections to length, and then you want to fold over the very tips, following the stencil sheet to get the right length. And one at a time we wrap the arms. Then use the back of your finger to help smooth around the paw area. Then roll each arm back and forth in between the palms of your hands and needle felt again. Okay, then when you're happy with that, just needle felt the arms onto the body, then a little more wool over the join for a secure hold. I made the feet in the same way as the arms, but you wrap a little bit more wool around the toe area. Needle felt the more flat, and you pinch between your fingers as well, just to flatten them down. Then one at a time, position the feet where you want them, so leave a small gap at the back here, bottom area, so that the toes are poking out at the front, and I like to move them a little bit at a slight angle. And then you just want to needle felt right the way around and through to attach. And we just pop a little extra carded wool over the base of the foot. And if desired, you can needle felt in just a little curve around the thigh area. And just down along the inside of the foot. Let's make our little bunny's tail, and for that we just take a little bit of cream carded wool and fold it up and just needle felt. And we needle felt that to the base. And again, for a more permanent hold, a little extra grey carded wool, and I just felt that right around the base. This is the stage I like to go over everything and just make sure I'm happy and that everything's even and how I want it. Then you can trim away any stray bits of fuzz or fluff. Also like to curl the toes over like that. To get our little felted basket shape, you want to take a 2 cm pre-felted ball. If you don't have one, then you can just tie a knot in an old pair of socks or something, or some scrap fabric, and you want to push that down into the end of an old sock. Then you can tie an elastic band around. Then all you want to do is take little strips of your chosen coloured wool for the basket, and using a finer gauge needle, just felt that the dome shape. Carefully peel it off, and then use your fingers to help smooth and shape. Tease over the edges to neaten those off, just until you're happy with the final look of your basket. And for the handle of the basket, I've just cut a piece of pipe cleaner approximately 7 cm to length, and then we'll just wrap that with some carded wool. And needle felt one end into the inside of your basket and cover that with some more wool. Trim away any fuzz from the other side. Bend your handle and repeat on the other side. For the eggs, measure out equal amounts of your chosen colour and roll up needle felt. If desired, add a little shawl. Make a little bow. And that's it, our little Easter bunnies are all finished. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. I love being able to share these designs with you, so thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you back here soon.